Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, entitled mother demanded my plane seat on my redeployment from Iraq. You don't have to see your BF more than once a month. 6 years are nothing if you're not married. EM follows us around a trampoline park. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled mother demanded my plane seat on my redeployment from Iraq. This happened in 2006. I was in the US Air Force and deployed individually to Iraq, not with a unit. At the end of my rotation, I also took the rotator back by myself. It was a commercial 747 the military paid to take a bunch of us to the US. Back then, we'd typically wear our uniforms, even on commercial flights. The guy in the seat next to me was similarly redeploying and also in his uniform. This was usually never a problem because Americans were typically very kind to servicemen in their uniforms in public. I can't say how it is now because that was a long time ago. We had a layover in Ramstein, Germany, and civilians began boarding. These were mostly wives, children, and other dependents of those deployed to Europe. It had to be obvious those of us already on the plane were coming back from deployment. We were in desert pattern camo, glassy-eyed from mental and physical fatigue, and generally stunk of burn pit. Well, this woman with a baby comes right up to my seat and announces that we are in her seats. The other guy needs to move too because she wants to put her kid there. We were both kind of bleary and just stared at her in surprise. I didn't care where I sat, but the stewardess hurries over and says the flight is full and they can't reseat us. This woman shoves her ticket in the stewardess's face and says it clearly shows my seat number on her ticket. She wants to kick me and my seatmate off the flight. Clearly, she was more entitled to it than us. She flips her S*** right in the middle of the plane and goes off on the stewardess. I stayed seated more out of shock than stubbornness. I'd been awake for longer than I cared to think about by that point, and I was not reacting quickly to anything. I guess my seatmate was in the same boat, because neither of us said a single word to her or moved a muscle at all. We just watched her make an ass of herself in front of all these gawking passengers. She ended up getting herself kicked off the flight. In all, it happened rather quickly, but it still stunned me. The trip from Iraq to my home station was already going to be several days long, and she thought nothing of forcing me and that other guy off just for her convenience. I don't know why she popped in my head today, but I can't imagine being married to that. TBH, shitty of the airline not to have figured the issue out before they boarded. Usually they offer upgrades or discounts to passengers willing to wait for the next flight. Would have saved everyone a headache. They just overbook flights hoping people don't show up. When I went to Uruguay from Miami, someone was in my seat. I just had to sit away from the homies next to a sweet old lady. This is one of the few instances I'd say this is not exactly entitled parent. It's her seat. The airline overbooked. Traveling with an infant is stressful. You said most of the passengers are the family of the deployed. What's to say she's not trying to fly back as well but got a different flight/date from her husband? I understand the frustration, but it's not her fault either. Was the flight overbooked, or did she have the wrong seat, I wonder? Flight was overbooked, I think. OP states that her ticket had OP's seat number. I wouldn't say that this is an entitled story, for she did book the seat. I believe the real fools in this story is the airline for overbooking. You don't have to see your BF more than once a month. 6 years are nothing if you're not married. My mother. A lovely quote to set the tone. How do I, F25, handle my mother's, F50, insane behavior? I have 3 siblings, F27, F22, and F8, but I'm the black sheep of this family. I've been beaten and abused my entire life. I'm in my first semester, dropped out in 2020 due to battling depression, of university and pay for my own education. I work part-time and do tutoring. Mother wants to control every aspect of my life and loses her mind if shit doesn't go her way. She doesn't like my clothes and expects me to buy new things that are more her style. I can't be in my own room for too long because it pisses her off, it's in the attic. I can't see my BF of 6 years because he shouldn't be my priority. I can't sleep past 9 a.m. because that makes me a loser. I have to run her errands because she doesn't feel like doing them. I have to cancel my plans because she needs me to babysit my 8-year-old sister. I'm never allowed to say no to her or she'll make my life hell. This woman will scream and insult me if I don't feel like obeying her. I have to explain myself whenever I want to see my BF or when I'm not at university. No explanation is good enough for her. I'm not allowed to be sick either. I'm losing my mind here. Me and my BF are planning to move in together this summer and I have no idea how to handle this woman's insane behavior until then. My siblings, F27 and F22, have a different relationship with her. My mother doesn't care much about what they're doing and they have way more freedom. Whenever they mess up, she'll let her anger out on me and will have a calm and normal conversation with them. She supports them financially too and enables their bad spending habits. My sisters have always taken advantage of the favoritism. No, living with my BF is not an option. His mother and older brother are against it. It's a small apartment so their space is very limited. You're 25 and you've managed to somehow tolerate her this far. What's a few more months? What's more important is to actually follow through with your plan to GTFO and limit contact with her to a minimum. All the abuse turned me into a loser, lol. I'm still afraid of this woman, so I do as she says. All you can do is move and go no contact. Your mom has made her choice and your siblings have made the risk best to leave them be. She won't have anyone by herself to direct anger. Her problem, not yours. Just keep working toward moving out. Save/hide whatever money you make. If she insists you buy something, tell her you have no money. Open a new account that she doesn't know about. You can have them only do electronic notifications so you won't get mail. Work more, take more classes, whatever you can do to be out of the house more. Good luck, you can get out. EM follows us around a trampoline park. EM equals entitled mom. LK equals little kid, aka entitled mom's son. FD equals friend's dad. For some context, when I was maybe 10 years old, a friend, who I'll be calling Bill, my brother, who I'll be calling Jake, and I went to a trampoline park called Altitude or something like that. We were there maybe like 30 minutes when we saw LK in the foam pit. As we walked by, LK threw a foam cube at us. To our 10-year-old brain, this is basically like challenging someone to a duel, so we start to return fire. All of us are frantically grabbing foam cubes and hurling them at each other. Eventually, Jake clocks LK straight in the face. Jake says sorry and asks if LK is okay. LK was actually a really good sport about it and thanks us for playing with him. His mom, EM, on the other hand, was not a good sport. She runs over and says, "M, you hurt my baby." LK, no, it's okay. I'm fine. M, he is in pain. Who raised you to hurt kids and call them names? We never once called him any names. EM, where are your parents? Now keep in mind, FD drove us here so me and Jake's parents were at home. Bill, we never called him any names. Jake, and I never meant to throw it at his face. Me, besides, he's okay, and we said sorry. M, no. You hurt my baby on purpose. Bill, no we didn't. M, yes you did. Now where are your parents? EM is yelling and people are starting to stare, so we decided to leave and go to another part of the park. Maybe 10 minutes later, there she is, EM. She actually followed us. EM, come here right now so we can get your parents. Me, no. We already told you. We did not hit your son on purpose. And again, he is okay. No, he's not. You brats hit him on purpose and called him names. At this point, we go back to the table that FD is sitting at to grab some water, and guess who was behind us? We quickly ran off to get away from her, but instead of chasing us, she begins to tell a completely over-exaggerated story to FD to make it seem like we're such bad people. I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, but here you go. Your kids hit my precious angel in the face on purpose and called him names. FD, that doesn't sound like them. Well, they did. And they were being very rude to me when politely asked them to stop. FD, okay. I will talk to them. He knew she was full of shit. We walked back over to tell FD what really happened. Fortunately, he knew she was lying, so he believed us in an instant. FD told us to just stay away from her as much as possible. Probably an hour goes by of us just running around having fun when LK walks up to us. LK, I'm sorry guys, my mom is just mean to pretty much everyone. Bill, it's okay bro. Jake, I feel bad for you man. Me, yeah no offense, but your mom is a jerk. LK, none taken. FD drove us home and we never saw that kid again. I hope he's doing okay with a mom like that. Man, that mom sounds nuts. He will never have any friends because of his mother. Sad. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.